Ladies and gentlemen, introducing you to the next bout on our big card here tonight. It's brought to you thanks to Confidential Tax and Business Services. We do it in the bantamweight division. Introducing to you first, standing across the cage in the blue corner, weighed officially 61.1 kilos. Trained out of the fight centre right here in Brisbane. Record to date, 1 fight for 1 win. Brisbane makes a noise. This is Jasmine Ronaki. Standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, weighed in officially 60.4 kilos. Also hailing from here in Brisbane, trained out of the 5th wave, BJJ Gym. Her record today, 2 fights for 1 win and the 1 loss. Makes a noise, this is Jane Van Duinen.
Fight number 3 on our card, brought to you by CTBS. See the team at CTBS for all tax, finance and business accounting and advice. Head to ctbs.net.au for more information on how CTBS can help your business. Ronaki in the blue, Van Duinen in the red, and immediately the girls are already throwing. Van Duinen going up high. Oh, and so does Ronaki's return to sender. This is just going to be 3 rounds of this if one of them doesn't fall down. Ronaki looking very, very composed. Van Duinen very much the same. Van Duinen sort of the head up, the chin in the air, and elbows sort of flared. Ronaki a little bit more of a disciplined approach.
Yeah, Jane Van Duinen has a unique ability to just turn any bout into an absolute dogfight.
Yeah, it's funny that. Very aggressive, and it almost worked for her. It looks like her chin is up in the air, but she gets people to throw at her, and then she connects on them. It's almost like it's bait in a trap. Ronaki finding that the jab is just a little bit too fast for the counter that time. I like the movement of Ronaki. Not staying completely in front. If there's nothing doing, she's getting out. Using those feet to go laterally. Oh, and she just explodes in, and Van Duinen was not ready. Van Duinen just whipping her around to get her down. Instead of capitalizing on it, she goes, no, back on your feet. Let's pick up where we left off, and they do exactly that. Nice. Van Duinen continuing to measure. I think she is the longer of the 2 girls. So using those really long weapons, keeping Ronaki on the outside is a good idea. Measuring and measuring. It looks like the kicks leading into the punches is the go for Van Duinen. She's throwing some naked kicks on the outside, and when Ronaki's going, she's choosing the hands. Another kick from the outside. Ronaki looks like she's cluing onto it. Oh, and she clues onto a big right hand over the top.
Yeah, it looks like Ronaki's had some success catching Van Duinen on the way in. Just as Van Duinen's about to engage, Ronaki sits down, like dips, and just bombs a right hand. And she's caught Van Duinen like 3 times now with the same setup.
And these women tussle against the cage the first time in this bout. It's really the first time that either of them has even slowed down, and it's not by choice. Van Duinen trying to muscle with that underhook, turn the tables on Ronaki.
Yeah, both parties with their hands locked in the over-under position, but unfortunately, if no one gets a takedown, this is a position where you can just both waste so much energy.
Yeah. And they finished the round like that, a very action-packed one. Neither seeming to get the advantage too much. It looked like Ronaki landed the bigger shot, but Van Duinen had those kicks working for her. Be very interesting to see how that one was scored, but we go to our next-gen construction replay. And you can see Ronaki, just that right hand that you alluded to, over the top. It really was there when she needed it. Here's that takedown. Van Duinen just spinning her around, almost a big system move. Just to let her know that if she wanted to play the kicking game, she's got answers. And the raucous crowd at Beatdown Promotions 10. I'm saying it now, wait till Max Kelly walks out. You won't even recognize this place. But for right now, we're moving into round 2. Ronaki in the blue corner, Van Duinen in the red.
Round 2, you ready? Ready? Fight!
I'm finding that Ronaki is just doing that a little bit more in the feint game.
Yeah, I agree. She also seems to have a better base of support when she's throwing her punches. You can see a very clear reaction out of Van Duinen when those punches land.
Yeah, it's such a good point, especially when Van Duinen, is getting pressured. She's really loading up her back leg and almost leaning back, and it's putting her out of position. It works some of the time proactively if you know that you're going to lean when your opponent's striking, but as a reactive way of doing it, Ronaki's just choosing to bolt in when she's doing it. She's getting caught out of position. Yet another kick caught. Oh, and Van Duinen lands one. Pressures her, gets her down, starts wrapping up the neck.
Yeah, like you mentioned, Jake, the big sister move works once again, catches the kick and just bullies Jasmine Ronaki down to the mat.
Van Duinen taking the points and whatever punches she could land.
Yeah, interesting to me that Van Duinen didn't really make too much of an effort to try and maintain that front headlock. She kind of just let Jasmine Ronaki stand back up and try and land a few uppercuts on the way back up.
If you're Van Duinen here, and you're really trapped in this position, Jaden, how are we working to get out?
Yeah, I mean, Jasmine Ronaki's corner is calling for a throw-by to take the back, and Van Duinen made a bit of a mistake, in my opinion. She actually turned and gave her back to Jasmine Ronaki. She's now back to a chest-to-chest position, so she's a little bit safer, but Ronaki's maintaining her hands locked with double underhooks, which is a horrible position to be in when your back is against the fence. Jasmine Ronaki trying to hook the leg of Van Duinen and find a way to hustle her down to the mat. Van Duinen with no whizzer, so I think that throw-by would still be a great option for Jasmine Ronaki.
Yeah, just even the ability to get Van Duinen's hands down on the mat and coming around to that dominant position behind her, because what we've got is a stalemate at best.
Yeah, if Jasmine Ronaki could just bow, her corner's calling for her to take the back. Huge missed opportunity. That's a shame. But she finds herself at the bottom of half guard with an underhook. It could be worse, but it definitely could have been better.
Van Duinen again just trying to wrap up the neck. Very opportunistic grappler is Van Duinen. I mean, if you're the striker and you want it on the feet anyway, why not jump on the neck? If they choose to stand up from there, you're back to where you thought you were going to be in the fight anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can still see Ronaki just so light on the feet as she cracks Van Duinen yet again. And it's Van Duinen who gets the doubles and takes the back. Much different round. Much more grappling involved. Could be attributed to both girls. Neither girl getting a distinct advantage on the feet and then trying to get something concrete in the judges.
Yeah, it's a shame for Jasmine Ronaki because she was so close to some really strong attacking positions. It just couldn't quite catch and capitalize.
Yeah, we go to our next gen construction replay and yet another kick caught. I'm starting to think that maybe in the camp there was something for Van Duinen to focus on, and they did that on catching the kicks because it's worked twice now. And I really like that in any exchange, whether they're standing up, whether it's the clinch and you choose to break, immediately going to that strike while they're still thinking about the clinch. Fantastic work. And we are rolling into the third round. Ronaki versus Van Duinen.
This is round number 3. Duinen Hill makes a noise. Third and final round.
And straight up the middle yet again goes Ronaki. We saw that in the first round, that jab having success. She's gone back to it already. I would love to see her just spamming that jab. And there she goes again. That thing is fast. She's choosing to feint, so Van Duinen's not really seeing it coming. And it's really getting a reaction.
Yeah, smart by Jasmine Ronaki to feint a little bit because Van Duinen seems to just have a kind of standard reaction as soon as Jasmine Ronaki comes toward her. She just throws that 1-2 down the center. Like you mentioned before, Jake, with her weight on the back foot. It's not really working too well for her.
And you can just see Ronaki starting to load up on those counters now. And for good reason. She's finding Van Duinen with the jab. I mean, what comes after one, it's the two. She's finding the one consistently. If she can find that chin with the jab, she can find it with the right hand, and she does that. And the ref just comes barging over. Van Duinen saw it, I think, and she knew she had to fight back.
Looks like the mouth guard of Van Duinen is no longer in place.
I mean, if you're Ronaki and you see your opponent's mouth guard go, now's the time to go.
Absolutely.
All fair in love and war, and this has absolutely been a war thus far.
Come in, fight.
Mouth guard replays for Van Duinen. Ronaki just stalking. I like her footwork. She's not following. She's cutting Van Duinen off. A very, very important distinction, especially if you're looking to counter, which Van Duinen was for much of the second round.
The massive right hand landed there for Jasmine Ronaki, but she ends up getting reversed with her back against the cage.
Yeah, it's become the story of the fight is Van Duinen's become the one on the back foot for the majority of it. Ronaki's going first, she's landing more, and she's walking forward. The corner just calling for her to go. She needs to go. She needs to get on the front foot. She needs to make something work. As she starts to do exactly that. How composed is Ronaki? Just finding the advantage, finding what's going to get her to the win pretty much, and just sticking to it. Very much like Woodland for four. Very disciplined and very, very successful. As you can see, just the wear and tear on the face of Van Duinen, who tries to give some back. And we call time. What a great fight. Super discipline from both ladies who shoot. They show fantastic skill on the feet and their striking prowess. Van Duinen, we know that she has that dog from our Beatdown Promotions earlier fights, especially that one on Beatdown Promotions 2. I'm going to harp on about it. It was a fantastic scrap. And she brought that heart in here tonight against Ronaki. And Jasmine Ronaki, as we go to the next gen construction replay, she pulls and then she hits that 2-3, really gets in the face. And the two that you were talking about, that right hand in the first round, she found a home for it early and often in that third round. I mean, and Ronaki's just all over in all of this replay.
Yeah, absolutely. And you could hear in that last round, Jasmine Ronaki's corner just screaming for a 1-2 down the center. It was very clear what they wanted to do, and it worked great for her in that fight.
As our judges continue to deliberate. I mean, that first round was a very close one. I'm not knocking on getting it right. Judges, sometimes they need to take that extra bit of time, really tally it up and get it correct. Van Duinen, she just looks like she's ready to go again. Smiling. No stranger to violence. No stranger to a war like that. As we kick it back to James O'Shea for our official decision.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get set to make this one official. First of all, a big thank you to our bout sponsor for this one, Confidential Tax and Business Services. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you would agree, but both fighters deserve a big round of applause. Great entertainment, 3 incredible rounds of action. We go to the judges' scorecards, and our first judge scores about 29-28. Our second card reads 30-27. And your third judge scores about 29-28, all to your winner by unanimous decision. And it goes to the red corner, Jane Van Duinen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll grab a couple of words with Jane. Well, what a fight, what an incredible 3 rounds. It was amazing for us to watch. What was it like in here in the middle as one half of that?
She threw hard, man. She fought really well. That was hard work.
So for you, though, obviously you're able to keep your composure. Well, she came pretty hard in the 3rd round, but did you feel you did enough to get the job done?
Obviously, I'm here, so I must have.
And again, the crowd loved, the guys in commentary just spoke glowingly about your first performance on Beatdown, so you're becoming quite a star here and putting on a show once again. So congratulations, and it must be great to hear the cheers of the crowd.
It's awesome. Can I just say a massive thank you to Fifth Wave crew. Always a pleasure working with you guys, always building me up, making me a good fighter. My coaches, Tay, Brian and Ricardo, and all the other fighters that are in Fifth Wave.
Enjoy tonight, another victory, and we can't wait to see you in here again.
Thank you very much.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, your winner here of this bout, very popular one in Jane Van Duinen.